What's up, you guys? Welcome to the March 2nd edition of NBA 3-Ball presented by Establish the Run. I'm your host, Mike Gallagher, getting ready to break down some of the Monday action, talk a little bit of news, and of course some fantasy ads. Doing it in 10 minutes. Hit us with a thumbs up and subscribe, please. And let's start with the big news of the day. And that was Lloyd Pierce getting fired from the Hawks. Kind of did him a little dirty here, in my opinion. Dirty birds, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, nothing you can really say. I don't think they gave him really a fair shake. Obviously, they're kind of underachieving, lots of injuries, but I think he's a great coach. Just personally, I enjoy listening to him. He's just really descriptive, and it made my job a little bit more fun. Like, I honestly really liked how he's very much a basketball head. Now, perhaps my most annoying coach that I cover is now in the mix. Nate McMillan, notorious liar. Not fun. He makes up stuff all the time, does it like for fun for him, and now we have to deal with that now. So certainly some fallout. He did say he likes Skylar Mays back when he had that 3-game stint when Lloyd was away from the team for the birth of their child. Also had a protocol thing he had to stay away from for a game. So yeah, and then also tied to this too, Bogdan Bogdanovic is questionable. So really, Kevin Huerter's getting it from both ways with Bogdan coming back and with Pierce going away, because he really played Huerter a lot. So he would probably be a loser for this one just because of the Bogdan thing and the new coach. But generally they had the same kind of principles when they were kind of taking over, and Pierce did kind of guide that game plan. So we'll see. The rotations probably aren't going to be as clean. I'd be a little bit concerned about Trey because Lloyd Pierce every single game talked about how he wanted to get Trey the ball, get him downhill, get him in positions to score. And that was the bread and butter of their offense. So we'll see if that maybe helps John Collins or somebody along those lines. And also Capella, they wanted him more as a screener. Pierce did too. So maybe that affects him. Obviously, all this stuff is just guessing. So you shouldn't really be altering how you view guys. This rotation's kind of messy. But like I said, Huerter's just more impacted by Bogdan coming back because we still have no DeAndre Hunter. Is still banged up, and still probably no Cam Reddish till the All-Star break. I can't believe he's taking so long to get over his Achilles injury. Most of the other injury stuff for today is kind of old, like we've seen Jimmy Butler out, all this. But we got Kyle Anderson, he's questionable, and then Grayson Allen's still out. That means Anthony Melton will be in the rotation. Certainly Desmond Bane will have more leash, and if Anderson doesn't play, that'll help those guys even more, and wins a little bit more too. Brandon Clark certainly would be really the biggest beneficiary in this matchup against the Wizards. Fast-paced game. I mean, the Grizzlies just want to run up and down like crazy, and so do the Wizards. So this would be a really good game to attack. You'd probably say it's the game to attack on the day. Let's get to the basketball, and let's start with the Mavericks dropping 130 to get the win in Orlando. And Luka, no surprise, went off 33, 10, and 9. Just crazy passes, like eyes in the back of his head. And after the game, Rick Carlisle said this guy defies a lot of logic when it comes to conventional coaching theories, and that's why we give him the ball and let him go. And they do. So nice. Maxi Kleber really filled it up. If you played him today, you were rewarded. The stocks, and he's great. He's key to their defense. Porzingis, he was really getting a lot of screens, getting great looks really all night. Didn't even make them, but still was able to kind of muster a decent double-double. Josh Richardson, a couple blocks, playing a bunch. Still doesn't have the shot yet, so he's not exactly must-own. And I mean, man, Jalen Brunson just figures out how to do stuff. Whatever it is, I mean, he and Luka have great chemistry, and it works. I mean, this guy's really talented in college, and they got themselves a steal. I think Brunson certainly, to see where he's at ownership-wise in fantasy leagues is kind of silly. The Magic offense wasn't the problem as they dropped 124, but Steve Clifford said their P&R side-to-side defense was an issue. He said they spent all morning prepping on the Kristaps Porzingis flare screens, and he said he still wasn't happy with how they were handling that. Evan Fournier also hurt his groin. That was confirmed by Steve Clifford. Did return, looked okay, so hopefully he stays out the injury report. And also Ken Burch as the backup 5 because they wanted a better pick-and-roll defender. Obviously against Luka and KP makes a whole lot of sense. And yeah, Chuma Okeke continues to play pretty well, earning more playing time. We'll see if Fournier's groin thing lingers, and James Ennis didn't play to get Dwayne Binkett's minutes up, but Dwayne Binkett doesn't do much with that playing time. 76ers also drop a 130 spot in the win, and Joel Embiid against Myles Turner. And I wrote this up in matchups today. He does work on Myles Turner. Per 36, he has great numbers against him. And after the game, he said, "I say this respectfully, but that's a matchup I've dominated since I got in this league." And he's right. He has put up really good numbers, and they get a big win here. No Tobias Harris, so Mike Scott, 4 steals, got him to where he needed to be if you played him in fantasy or DFS. And Tyrese Maxey got out there for 17 minutes. That's after Doc Rivers said that the offense was really sloppy on Saturday, so he wanted to get Maxey in there for a little bit more speed and kind of just additional ball handling. Kind of worked out. And Furkan Korkmaz actually played pretty well off the bench, hitting 6 threes, a couple corners right threes, kind of in a row in the first half. Nuggets get the win in Chi-Town. Joker, I mean, nothing really to say. 39, 14, and 9. Yeah, he's really good. Still think he's the pick for MVP. Jamal Murray's fixed. Talked about him in matchups today, how he just kills it when it's early in the shot clock, and he's really just figured it out. Catch and shoot pull-ups have been on the money, so really great to see him back. Monte Morris got the playing time, didn't have the stats. Michael Porter Jr., they said that they wanted to rebound more. Gets a 17 and 15 line, played better defense, shooting the ball confidently. He's up and down, but when he's up, he looks really good. Not much to say on the Bulls side, but Billy Donovan had a very interesting quote. Said, was asked if Wendell Carter Jr. has been out of position at center against bigger centers like Jokic, and he said it's, quote, challenging sometimes. So keep that in your back pocket when Wendell Carter Jr. goes up against your Vooches and Embiids and those imposing dudes like Jokic as well. You won't want to play him in DFS that day. Fly Pelican, huge win for them, beating the Jazz, dropping 129. Still gave up 124, but a win's a win. Zion's on another level, nothing really to say. And this matchup against Gobert wasn't a concern. Zion is just too good, to be frank. Lonzo Ball has really found his shot. He's been awesome. I kind of wrote him off pretty quickly because of the knee injury, but he's healthy. Maybe he's not in the trade block anymore as the Pelicans. Maybe they try to go for it. They've certainly got the talent with the way Zion's playing. Brandon Ingram also had a really nice line. Eric Bledsoe's been kind of a mess, but had a pretty solid performance today. Nothing really to say on Utah. Bojan Bogdanovic really took advantage of the wide open 3 stat. Drops 31, 3 steals as well, so a big game from him. Gobert, 5 blocks. Yeah. No Beard, no Bucks in DFS. If you did not play James Harden, you probably did not make money. 30, 14, and 15 from him. Just domination, man. I mean, if the NBA writers didn't hate him so much for the stuff he pulled with Houston, like, he'd be a legit MVP candidate, but too many people are going to be a little bit upset with how he handled that. Bruce Brown's been insane. I mean, to be perfectly honest, had efficiency issues, but he's getting so many great looks. All those traps on Harden just gave him like open looks all freaking night, all week too. Just been great. And then Nick Claxton, man, what a game he had. 17 points, 17 minutes. That's a career high in points, 3 blocks. Kind of got knocked around a little bit. And Steve Nash said that he needs Nick Claxton to get experience and know the game plan. Called it a breakout performance as well. And Claxton said he likes playing with Kyrie and Harden. And we have James Harden revenge game on Wednesday, so that will be fun. Spurs get the back-to-back coming up today, and we may get Keldon back. He's supposed to beat everyone else, so that will bump Trey Lyles out. Lonnie Walker played pretty well, 19 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. After the game, Pop said that he's being consistent and understanding what good and bad shots are, so nice to see. Obviously, DeJounte's a stud. Jakob Poeltl really locked down minutes here, and they needed him to against this high-power Nets offense. Cavs get the win. I was honestly surprised they were underdogs by 2.5 with how poorly the Rockets are playing, but that's neither here nor there. Colin Sexton, man, a lot of sex, not a lot of land, so I guess it's sex on the island beach or something. Anyways, Sexton was really good. 39, just totally took over. Rockets are bad. I mean, that's it. Garland played pretty well. Isaac Okoro struggled with his shot, but Bickerstaff said he wanted to get him going after really pressuring him on defense. Also said he wants Dylan Windler to shoot as many times as he can. And JaVale McGee, kind of a little bit of a sighting here with 17 minutes. Poor Rockets, man. Steven Silas was just distraught in his presser, I thought. Asked about his roster struggling compared to earlier when they were hot. He said it's, quote, our roster, because Christian Wood and guys are just hurt. Daniel House got hurt today. They were running pretty much a 6.5-man rotation in the second half. Silas said that John Wall told him, I don't care what anyone says, I'm playing tonight. Played the whole first quarter, played the whole third quarter, got to 40 minutes on a back-to-back, first back-to-back of the season for him. So it's crazy. Victor Oladipo hurt his right knee. That's the bad knee. Went to the locker room just before half, returned, looked fine, played 41 minutes. You could just tell they left it all on the floor. And it's tough, man. I mean, this team's just, it's tough. Talked a lot of Hornets in the solo pod, and the Blazers are pretty consistent. Real Coast ball, and awesome if you can buy low. But let's get to the ads here. Jalen Brunson, 25%. Like I said, that's way too low. Yeah, he should be rostered. He's really, really consistent. Kind of almost like a super Monte Morris right now. Bruce Brown, you got to keep playing him until Kevin Durant gets back, and he probably will fall off after that. So I don't think he's a must-hold. If you wanted to cut him for someone like a Nick Claxton to see where it goes, because we know Bruce Brown, this just can't continue with the great looks he's been getting. Shake Milton certainly helps because it's Tobias. He would certainly get a big boost if Ben or somebody else missed time, but not too sold on his upside. I think Dean Wade's a little bit of a low-end ad. Same with Justin Patton. Christian Wood obviously will cut into Patton upon his return, but we don't know when Wood's going to come back. Could be a while. And then Sterling Brown would benefit if Daniel House needs to miss time. So that's it. You guys take care. Catch you next time.